What if everything we thought we knew about human history was wrong? Beneath the surface of our modern cities, under ancient sands and hidden deep in remote jungles, lie secrets that were never meant to be uncovered. Artifacts that don't fit the timeline, temples that shouldn't exist, skeletons buried in places no one could have possibly reached. Every year, archaeologists stumble upon discoveries that don't just raise questions, they shake the very foundation of what we believe about the past. Like a 12,000-year-old site in Turkey that predates the wheel, writing, and even farming, or a battery buried in ancient Iraq, 2,000 years before electricity was even discovered. Are these mere anomalies, or fragments of a forgotten chapter in human civilization? This isn't just archaeology. This is a mystery, a puzzle, one that's still missing half its pieces. And the deeper we dig, the stranger it gets. If this kind of mind-bending history fascinates you, make sure to give this video a like, subscribe for more hidden truth documentaries, and share it with someone who still thinks textbooks tell the whole story. Got your own theory about ancient civilizations? Drop it in the comments. We read every one. 1. The problem with history books. Let's be honest, most of us learned history the same way, from thick textbooks, neatly organized timelines, and a clear narrative that tells us how civilization evolved. First came farming, then cities, then writing, and eventually technology. It's a clean story, too clean. But history doesn't actually behave that way. The truth is, our understanding of the past is constantly shifting. Not because we're rewriting facts to fit new agendas, but because the Earth keeps revealing things we never expected to find. Things that don't fit the neat linear narrative we were taught in school. So what happens when archaeologists find a 12,000-year-old temple before agriculture was even a thing? Or when indigenous stories turn out to align with geological evidence thousands of years old? That's the uncomfortable part. Our current version of history is built on fragments. Most of what we know is based on the few things that manage to survive time. And every once in a while, something surfaces that doesn't just add a footnote. It challenges the entire chapter. And yet, instead of rewriting the books, these anomalies are often sidelined, dismissed, or quietly filed under unexplained. Why? Maybe because it's easier to stick with the story we know than face the possibility that we've barely scratched the surface of our past. Because what if we've gotten it wrong? 2. Göbekli Tepe, the temple that shouldn't exist? 2. Göbekli Tepe, the temple that shouldn't exist. High on a dusty hill in southeastern Turkey, buried beneath layers of soil for thousands of years, lies something that quite literally shouldn't exist. Göbekli Tepe. Discovered in the 1990s, this site shook the archaeological world to its core. Massive T-shaped stone pillars, some weighing over 10 tons, arranged in circular formations, carved with intricate images of animals, symbols, and possibly forgotten deities. It's ancient, it's sophisticated. And here's the kicker. It's over 12,000 years old. Let that sink in. This place was built 7,000 years before the pyramids, before Stonehenge, and even before the invention of the wheel. At a time when, according to traditional history, humans were still primitive hunter-gatherers. No cities, no farming, no writing, just small nomadic tribes supposedly struggling to survive. So how, and why, did they build a temple complex of this scale? Was Göbekli Tepe a religious site, a gathering place, a star map? No one knows for sure, but its age and complexity are undeniable. It suggests that organized religion, labor coordination, and symbolic thinking emerged long before civilization as we define it. And here's the strange part. The builders didn't just abandon it, they buried it. On purpose. Why hide something so monumental? Some believe it was sacred. Others think they were protecting it from a coming catastrophe. Whatever the reason, it forces us to ask, what else could be buried out there, waiting to rewrite history? 3. The Baghdad Battery. In 1938, while excavating ruins near modern-day Baghdad, an archaeologist named Wilhelm Koenig unearthed a curious object, a small clay jar, just a few inches tall. Inside, a copper cylinder, and within that, an iron rod, all sealed with asphalt. At first glance, it looked harmless, but when Koenig studied it more closely, a strange theory began to take shape. What if this wasn't just a container? What if it was a battery? According to Koenig, when the jar was filled with an acidic liquid, like vinegar or lemon juice, it could generate a weak electrical charge. In other words, ancient electricity. Let's pause for a second. This artifact, now known as the Baghdad Battery, is estimated to be over 2,000 years old, from a time when the concept of electricity wasn't even supposed to exist. Skeptics argue it might have been used for storage or religious rituals, but others point to ancient texts describing magic lights or golden objects that glowed. Could this jar have powered electroplating, medical tools, or something we haven't even imagined? We may never know the original purpose, but here's the bigger question. If ancient people were tinkering with electricity 2 millennia ago, what else were they capable of? And how many of their technologies have we mistaken for myth? Because one thing is clear, the Baghdad Battery doesn't just shock, it sparks doubt in everything we thought we knew. 4. The Great Pyramid's astronomical secrets. Everyone knows the pyramids are impressive, but most people think of them as just massive tombs, monuments to pharaohs and egos. But what if there's something more? The Great Pyramid of Giza isn't just big, it's bizarrely precise. It's aligned almost perfectly to true north, with an accuracy within 1/15 of a degree. For context, even modern buildings struggle to match that. The pyramid's base is nearly a perfect square, and each side is just centimeters off in length. But here's where it gets truly weird. The 3 pyramids of Giza mirror the layout of Orion's belt, the 3 stars in one of the most recognizable constellations in the night sky. The alignment is so precise that some researchers believe it wasn't coincidence. It was intentional, a cosmic mirror built in stone. And there's more. Some believe the pyramid shafts were aligned to specific stars, like Sirius and Alpha Draconis, visible during Egypt's ancient heyday. But how did a civilization without telescopes or computers design such a complex celestial map in architecture? Was this inherited knowledge, lost technology, or something else entirely? Mainstream scholars call it impressive engineering and clever observation, but others argue the precision hints at something we're not ready to accept. Because when stone monuments point to the stars and match them perfectly, you've got to ask, who taught the ancients to build for the heavens? 5. The Antikythera Mechanism. Imagine finding a device so complex it feels like it came straight out of a science fiction novel, yet it's over 2,000 years old. That's exactly what happened in 1901, when divers off the coast of the Greek island Antikythera discovered a shipwreck filled with ancient treasures, including a corroded bronze object that baffled experts for decades. This was the Antikythera Mechanism, often called the world's first analog computer. At first glance, it looked like a jumble of gears and plates, but modern analysis revealed something extraordinary, a sophisticated system of interlocking gears designed to track astronomical cycles. It could predict solar and lunar eclipses, track the positions of planets, and even model the timing of the ancient Olympic Games. Remember, this was built 2,000 years before computers, calculators, or anything like it. For centuries, historians assumed ancient Greeks were brilliant thinkers. But this device pushed their ingenuity to a whole new level. How did they create such precise engineering without modern tools? What happened to this kind of technology? Why don't we see anything like it again for another 1,000 years? The Antikythera Mechanism leaves us with a tantalizing question. Could ancient civilizations have been far more advanced than we give them credit for? And if so, what else might we have missed? 6. Map of the Ancient Sea Kings. Picture this, a worn, yellowed map dating back to the 15th century, not unusual in itself, until you realize it shows coastlines with mind-boggling accuracy, including Antarctica, long before it was officially discovered. Known as the Piri Reis map, it was drawn by an Ottoman admiral named Piri Reis in 1513. What makes it extraordinary isn't just the detail, it's the knowledge it implies. The map shows parts of the Americas, Africa, and Asia with remarkable precision. But the real head-scratcher? It appears to depict the Antarctic coastline free of ice. That's a place not officially charted until the 19th century, and scientists believe Antarctica has been buried under ice for over 6,000 years. So how could a 16th century map include such detail? Some theories suggest Piri Reis copied from ancient sources, maybe charts created by a lost civilization or early explorers with advanced navigational skills. If true, this implies our ancestors had seafaring knowledge far beyond what textbooks admit, and raises a bigger question. Who were these ancient sea kings with the skills to map the world so precisely? Were they explorers, scientists, or something else entirely? And what else did they know that vanished with time? This map isn't just paper and ink. It's a cryptic message from the past, daring us to rethink the age of exploration. 7. Giants in the Earth. Stories of giants aren't just myths from fairy tales. They pop up across cultures worldwide. From the biblical Nephilim to the Native American legends of towering beings, giant humans have long fascinated and terrified. But what if there's more to these tales than folklore? Archaeologists over the years have reported uncovering unusually large human skeletons, some over 8 feet tall, sometimes even more. Giant bones buried in ancient graves. Some finds were dismissed as hoaxes, others lost or hidden away. But a pattern emerges. Giant skeletons appearing in various parts of the world, from the American Midwest to Europe, Asia, and even South America. Could these be remnants of an unknown race of humans? Or are they just anomalies, the occasional genetic outlier blown out of proportion? Skeptics say it's easy to mistake large animal bones or exaggerate findings. But the question remains, why are so many legends about giants so widespread? Is it possible these stories stem from real encounters, long forgotten by history but preserved in myth? And what if ancient giants played a role in building monumental structures, the very ones that still baffle us today? Because sometimes the tallest stories hide the biggest truths. 8. Mohenjo-Daro and the nuclear mystery. In the heart of modern-day Pakistan lies Mohenjo-Daro, one of the world's oldest and most advanced ancient cities, built around 2500 BCE. Known for its sophisticated urban planning, paved streets, advanced drainage systems, even standardized bricks, it was an engineering marvel for its time. But buried beneath this ancient metropolis lies a mystery that's still debated today. Some researchers have found evidence suggesting parts of Mohenjo-Daro show signs of intense heat damage. as if exposed to something akin to a nuclear blast. Burnt bricks fused together, ash layers, and pockets of radioactive material in the soil. Sounds impossible, right? Nuclear technology thousands of years ago. Mainstream science is cautious, attributing these signs to natural fires, lightning strikes, or environmental factors. But the question lingers. Why does this ancient city bear scars so similar to those caused by modern nuclear explosions? If not nuclear, then what? Could Mohenjo-Daro have been destroyed by some advanced, now forgotten technology? Or perhaps an extraterrestrial event? Whatever the truth, this mystery challenges everything we think about ancient civilizations and their capabilities, and reminds us that sometimes the past hides explosive secrets. 9. Pumapunku, precision in stone. Hidden in the Andean highlands, the ruins of Pumapunku stand as silent testimony to ancient mastery and a mystery that won't quit. Unlike typical stone ruins, Pumapunku's massive blocks fit together with jaw-dropping precision. Some stones weigh over 100 tons, yet they interlock so perfectly you can't slip a piece of paper between them. The cuts are incredibly smooth, with angles and shapes that would challenge even today's most advanced tools. What's strange is that these blocks show signs of machining, grooves and drill holes that seem far beyond what Bronze Age technology could achieve. How did people thousands of years ago carve and move such enormous stones with such finesse? No written records explain their techniques, no tools survived. Some argue it was the work of skilled engineers using copper tools and manpower. Others suspect lost knowledge or even assistance from unknown sources. And here's a kicker. The site was built around 500 to 600 AD, well before the Incas rose to power. Pumapunku forces us to ask, were ancient civilizations more advanced in engineering and technology than we've been taught? Or are we missing pieces of the story entirely? In the precise edges of those stones lies a puzzle, one that refuses to be solved by conventional wisdom. 10. The Olmecs and African statues. In the dense jungles of Mexico, the Olmec civilization flourished around 1500 BCE, known for their colossal stone heads, some weighing up to 20 tons. These enigmatic sculptures depict faces with broad noses, full lips, and features strikingly reminiscent of African ancestry. How did such distinctly African-looking statues end up in the heart of ancient Mesoamerica? Mainstream archaeology tends to dismiss this as coincidence or artistic interpretation, but the question lingers. Did the Olmecs have contact with African peoples thousands of years ago? Could transoceanic travel have occurred long before Columbus? Supporting this theory are strange similarities in art, culture, and even certain agricultural techniques between Africa and pre-Columbian America. Some scholars point to ancient seafaring capabilities that could explain these connections, challenging the idea that the Americas were isolated before European arrival. But how plausible is this? Were these early ocean voyages simply forgotten? Or were they erased from history? If true, the Olmec heads don't just represent a lost art style. They might be silent witnesses to a forgotten chapter of human interaction that reshaped the ancient world. Could it be that ancient civilizations were far more interconnected than we ever imagined? 11. Ancient nanotechnology. Nanotechnology, manipulating materials on an atomic or molecular scale, feels like a cutting-edge modern science. But what if traces of it exist in artifacts thousands of years old? In the Ural Mountains of Russia, scientists discovered microscopic coils embedded in soil samples, dated back to around 20,000 years ago. These tiny, perfectly formed metal spirals are so precise, they look like manufactured components almost like miniature electronic parts. How could ancient people, long before the invention of complex machinery, create such intricate objects? Were these accidental formations, or evidence of a technology lost to time? Some speculate these coils were parts of ancient electrical devices used for communication or energy storage, a precursor to modern electronics. If true, it rewrites what we thought was possible in ancient technology and raises thrilling questions. Did prehistoric humans have scientific knowledge far beyond what we imagine? Were they experimenting with electricity or magnetism? Skeptics caution against jumping to conclusions. Could these be natural formations or contamination? But the mystery remains. These tiny objects don't fit neatly into the story of human progress. Could nanotechnology have a prehistoric chapter? And if so, what happened to that knowledge? The very idea challenges the linear path of history, pushing us to reconsider how advanced our ancestors truly were. 12. The Egyptian light bulb theory. Imagine ancient Egyptians not just lighting their temples with oil lamps or torches, but with something strikingly modern. Electric light bulbs. Sounds like science fiction, right? Yet some fringe researchers argue that certain mysterious carvings in the Temple of Hathor at Dendera depict devices eerily similar to modern-day light bulbs. A bulb-like shape enclosing a snake or filament, supported by a cable-like structure. Could these be ancient representations of electrical technology? Mainstream Egyptologists dismiss these interpretations as symbolic or mythological artwork, typical religious iconography misunderstood through a modern lens. But the theory sparks curiosity for a reason. We know the Egyptians had incredible knowledge of engineering and optics. Could they have harnessed electricity in some form, using early batteries like the Baghdad Battery? Could this technology explain how massive underground chambers were illuminated, seemingly without soot or smoke? The implications are fascinating. If ancient Egyptians had access to electric lighting, what other technologies might they have possessed that were lost to time? Or are these light bulbs simply artistic metaphors for spiritual illumination, a reminder that sometimes we see what we want to see? Either way, the Egyptian light bulb keeps the debate glowing, inviting us to question how much of our history is still in the dark. 13. The lost civilization of Atlantis. Atlantis, a name that instantly sparks images of a grand advanced civilization swallowed by the sea. But is it just myth? Or could there be a kernel of truth buried beneath the waves? The story originates with Plato, who described Atlantis as a powerful island nation that existed around 9,000 years before his time. According to him, it was a utopia of technology, culture, and influence, until it vanished overnight due to a cataclysmic disaster. For centuries, skeptics dismissed Atlantis as allegory, a philosophical tale warning against hubris. But what if Plato was describing a real place? And what if evidence of such a civilization exists, hidden beneath the ocean or masked by geological shifts? Researchers have pointed to submerged ruins off the coasts of Spain, Cuba, and even Antarctica, locations that challenge our understanding of ancient geography. Could Atlantis be a memory of a lost global civilization that predates known history? One with technologies and knowledge far ahead of their time? If so, how much have we missed? And what else might the sea be hiding? Atlantis teases us with the ultimate cliffhanger, a mystery that merges legend and archaeology, inviting us to explore the blurred line between fact and fiction. 14. The Nazca Lines, Messages to the Sky. Stretching across hundreds of square miles in Peru's arid plains lie the Nazca Lines, enormous geoglyphs etched into the earth, depicting everything from hummingbirds and spiders to strange humanoid figures. Visible only from the sky, they've baffled explorers and scientists since their discovery. Who created these massive designs? Why? And how? Theories abound. Some say they were astronomical calendars, mapping the stars and solstices. Others argue they were ritual pathways, designed to be walked or seen by deities. There's even speculation they were ancient landing strips for alien visitors. What's undeniable is the scale and precision. The lines stretch for miles, created by removing the reddish surface stones to reveal lighter soil underneath. A technique surprisingly simple, but requiring immense planning. The mystery deepens when you consider that the Nazca people didn't have aircraft. How could they have designed something only visible from above? Were they guided by the stars? Or did they possess knowledge of the landscape we've lost? The Nazca lines stand as giant messages from the past, carved into the earth, waiting for us to decipher their meaning. Could they be ancient GPS coordinates, religious expressions, or something else entirely? One thing's clear. When it comes to the Nazca lines, the sky is just the beginning. 15. The Roman dodecahedrons. Imagine holding a small hollow object made of bronze or stone, shaped like a 12-sided die, but with holes of varying sizes on each face. That's a Roman dodecahedron. Hundreds have been found across Europe, dating from the 2nd to 4th centuries AD. But here's the kicker. Nobody knows what they were actually used for. Some say they were religious artifacts used in rituals or divination. Others suggest they were measuring devices for determining optimal sowing times in agriculture. A few even think they were tools for knitting gloves. Yes, seriously. What's baffling is the lack of any written records explaining their purpose. These objects don't fit neatly into any known category of Roman technology or culture. Could they have been astronomical calculators, like the Antikythera Mechanism's simpler cousins? Or perhaps teaching tools? Or did they serve multiple, changing purposes depending on context? Their widespread discovery, from Britain to Hungary, hints they held significance across the empire. But why the mystery? The Roman dodecahedrons challenge us to accept that sometimes history leaves tantalizing clues, but no answers. And in that uncertainty, they whisper an invitation to keep questioning, to keep exploring. Because some secrets of the past aren't meant to be solved, at least not yet. 16. The Baghdad Library of Lost Knowledge. Imagine a library so vast and rich, it held the collected knowledge of the ancient world, from philosophy and science to medicine and mathematics. The House of Wisdom in Baghdad, flourishing during the Islamic Golden Age around the 9th century, was exactly that. Scholars from diverse cultures gathered here, translating, preserving, and expanding on texts from Greece, Persia, India, and beyond. It was a beacon of enlightenment in a world often shadowed by conflict. But then, disaster struck. In 1258, the Mongol invasion led to the sack of Baghdad, and with it, the House of Wisdom was destroyed. Countless manuscripts were lost, some say thrown into the Tigris River, where the water ran black with ink and paper. What knowledge vanished that day? What scientific advancements or philosophical ideas did the world lose forever? Historians speculate that if this knowledge had survived, it might have accelerated human progress by centuries. The destruction of the Baghdad Library stands as a poignant reminder how fragile our intellectual heritage can be. It's a haunting what if, a question echoing through time. Could lost wisdom buried in ruins or forgotten texts still be waiting to resurface? And how different would our world look if that knowledge had been preserved? 17. The mysterious Voynich manuscript. Imagine holding a book nobody can read, written in an unknown script, filled with bizarre illustrations of plants that don't exist, strange astronomical charts, and naked figures bathing in green pools. The Voynich manuscript has puzzled scholars, linguists, and cryptographers for over a century. Discovered in 1912 by rare book dealer Wilfrid Voynich, this medieval codex dates back to the early 1400s. Despite countless attempts, no one has cracked its code or deciphered its language. Is it a lost language, an elaborate hoax, or a forgotten key to ancient knowledge? The mystery deepens with the content itself. Some images resemble herbal remedies, others hint at astronomy or alchemy. Could it be a pharmacopoeia from a secret society, or a coded scientific journal? Every time a theory gains traction, it's swiftly challenged by new findings. Modern technology, including AI and carbon dating, have confirmed its age and authenticity, but failed to unravel its secrets. What if the manuscript holds forgotten wisdom or knowledge deliberately hidden from the world? Or is it a mirror, reflecting our endless fascination with the unknown? The Voynich manuscript stands as a testament to mystery itself, inviting us to ponder. How much knowledge has slipped through history's cracks, waiting for someone bold enough to decode it? 18. The underwater cities of Yonaguni. Off the coast of Japan's Yonaguni Island lies a submerged stone structure that looks eerily like a city, complete with terraces, staircases, and even what appear to be roads and buildings. Discovered in the 1980s by a diver named Kihachiro Aratake, the Yonaguni monument has sparked fierce debate ever since. Is it a natural rock formation, shaped by millennia of underwater currents? Or the remnants of a lost civilization swallowed by rising sea levels thousands of years ago? Supporters of the ancient city theory point to the geometric precision of the structures, sharp angles, flat surfaces, and symmetrical steps, all unusual in natural formations. Some even argue that tool marks can be seen on the stones, suggesting human craftsmanship. If these ruins are man-made, they could rewrite history, pushing back the timeline of advanced civilizations by thousands of years. But skeptics remain cautious, citing the power of natural geological processes to carve similarly strange shapes. Regardless, the Yonaguni site invites us to consider how many secrets lie beneath the oceans, hidden from human eyes. Could this sunken city be a glimpse of a forgotten world, lost to time and tide? It's a deep mystery, one that leaves us wondering what else lies beneath the waves, waiting to be discovered. 19. The mystery of Göbekli Tepe. Nestled in the hills of southeastern Turkey, Göbekli Tepe is rewriting everything we thought we knew about the dawn of civilization. Built around 11,000 years ago, it's considered the world's oldest known temple, predating Stonehenge by 6,000 years. But here's the catch. This massive complex was constructed by hunter-gatherers, people who hadn't yet developed farming or permanent settlements. How on earth did nomadic tribes manage to carve massive stone pillars, some weighing up to 20 tons, and arrange them in intricate circles? The site is decorated with detailed carvings of animals, lions, snakes, boars, but no human figures. What was the purpose of these mysterious structures? A religious center? A meeting place? Or something even more profound? Göbekli Tepe challenges the traditional timeline where agriculture came first, then religion and society. Here, it seems the act of building this temple might have actually sparked the shift to farming, reversing the story. It's like discovering the opening chapter of human civilization had been missing all along. What secrets does this ancient site still hold beneath its layers? And what can it teach us about the birth of human culture? Göbekli Tepe beckons us to rethink where it all began, and how much more there is to uncover. 20. The mystery of stone spheres. Scattered across the jungles of Costa Rica are hundreds of perfectly spherical stone balls, some weighing several tons. These mysterious orbs, crafted with astonishing precision, range in size from a few inches to over 8 feet in diameter. But why were they made? And how? Discovered in the early 20th century, these spheres are linked to the ancient Dikis culture, yet their purpose remains elusive. Some believe they were status symbols, aligned with celestial bodies or territorial markers. Others suggest they had spiritual significance, perhaps used in rituals. What's truly puzzling is how the ancient people carved these massive spheres so flawlessly without modern tools. The precision is so striking that some have speculated lost technologies or techniques now forgotten. Interestingly, many spheres seem arranged in patterns or clusters, hinting at intentional placement, a giant cosmic puzzle etched onto the earth. Could these stone spheres be an ancient calendar, or markers pointing to underground water sources? Or perhaps they were meant to send a message, a silent legacy to those who could decipher it. Like many archaeological mysteries, the stone spheres invite us to imagine a world where art, science, and spirituality intertwined in ways we're only beginning to grasp. Their perfect roundness is a timeless symbol of human curiosity, craftsmanship, and the mysteries still rolling through history. 21. The Coral Castle Enigma. Hidden in Florida, the Coral Castle is a monument of massive coral blocks, some weighing several tons, all carved and assembled by a single man, Edward Leeds Calnan, using unknown methods. He built this incredible structure in the early 20th century, but here's the kicker. No one saw him work, and he never revealed his secrets. How did Leeds Calnan, a man weighing just 100 pounds, manage to move and sculpt these huge stones with such precision without modern machinery? He claimed to understand the secrets of the pyramids, hinting at knowledge of magnetism and leverage beyond common understanding. His methods remain a mystery. He worked mostly alone, at night, using simple tools. The Coral Castle includes perfectly shaped furniture, arches, and even a telescope made of stone. Some believe Leeds Calnan discovered lost ancient techniques or harnessed hidden forces. Others think it's a testament to human ingenuity and determination, a reminder that sometimes passion and perseverance can achieve the impossible. The Coral Castle invites us to ask, how much do we really understand about the power of the mind, the secrets of physics, and the boundaries of human capability? It's a monument built on mystery, dedication, and a touch of magic, still captivating visitors and puzzling experts today. 22. The Sphinx's Hidden Chambers. The Great Sphinx of Giza has stood watch over the desert for nearly 5,000 years, an enigmatic guardian carved from limestone. Yet beneath its weathered face, many believe secrets lie buried, hidden chambers and tunnels that could reshape our understanding of ancient Egypt. Over the decades, various scans and explorations have hinted at voids inside or beneath the Sphinx, sparking excitement and speculation. Could these be burial chambers, treasure troves, or perhaps hidden libraries of ancient knowledge? Some theories suggest the Sphinx was not just a monument, but a vast repository of wisdom, a time capsule left by an advanced civilization. The possibility of hidden chambers raises tantalizing questions. What if the secrets of the pyramids, or even lost technologies, are concealed within? Skeptics caution against wishful thinking, pointing to natural rock cavities or ancient erosion as explanations. But the mystery persists, fueling dreams of discovery. Imagine what could be uncovered: scrolls, artifacts, or clues that rewrite Egyptian history. The Sphinx, silent and stoic, seems to guard its secrets jealously, daring us to look deeper. What lies beneath the surface might be the key to mysteries older than the sands themselves. 23. The Secrets of Easter Island Moai. Easter Island's Moai statues, those towering stone figures with oversized heads, stand as silent witnesses to a civilization full of mystery and ingenuity. Carved between 1250 and 1500 AD by the Rapa Nui people, these statues weigh up to 82 tons and were transported miles across the island. How did a small, isolated community manage to carve, move, and erect these colossal figures with no modern technology? Theories range from rolling logs and sledges to ingenious walking techniques, but none fully explain the feat. More puzzling is the purpose behind the Moai. Were they ancestral guardians, spiritual intermediaries, political symbols? Some believe they were designed to embody the mana, the spiritual power of the chiefs. Recent research suggests the Moai played a crucial role in social cohesion and resource management, reflecting a complex society balancing nature and culture. But there's more. Many statues face inland, overlooking villages, while some lie toppled, hinting at societal upheaval. Easter Island's history is a dramatic tale of rise, environmental strain, and adaptation, all etched in stone. The Moai remain a powerful reminder of human creativity and the mysteries that endure when history is carved in silence. Could unlocking their secrets teach us about resilience, community, and the fragile dance between humans and their environment? 24. The Antikythera Mechanism, ancient computer, discovered in a shipwreck off the coast of Greece in 1901. The Antikythera Mechanism is a complex, gear-driven device dating back to around 100 BCE. At first glance, it looks like a rusty chunk of metal, but inside lies one of the most astonishing inventions of the ancient world. This ancient mechanism could predict solar and lunar eclipses, track the cycles of the Olympic Games, and even model planetary movements with remarkable precision. In essence, it's a sophisticated analog computer, centuries ahead of its time. How did ancient Greeks develop such advanced technology? And why did knowledge of such devices disappear for over a millennium? The Antikythera Mechanism challenges the linear narrative of technological progress, suggesting a level of scientific understanding lost in history's shadows. Its intricate gears reveal a mastery of engineering that rivals machines made over 1,000 years later. This discovery invites us to wonder, what other ancient technologies might we have forgotten? Could the Antikythera Mechanism be a glimpse into a world where science and craftsmanship thrived in ways we're only beginning to appreciate? The mechanism stands as a testament to human ingenuity, a puzzle from the past that continues to inspire awe and curiosity. 25. The Phaistos Disk, the code that still baffles. Discovered in 1908 on the island of Crete, the Phaistos disk is a clay disk stamped with mysterious symbols spiraling around both sides. Dated to around 1700 BCE, this artifact has defied all attempts at decipherment for over a century. Unlike other ancient scripts, the symbols on the disk don't match any known language or writing system. Were they a form of proto-writing, a religious hymn, or a coded message intended only for the initiated? The disk's unique manufacturing, using stamps rather than hand carving, suggests a level of sophistication and purpose. Was it a ceremonial object, a calendar, or even an ancient game? Scholars remain divided. Some see it as a clever forgery. Others argue it's a genuine relic that could unlock secrets about Minoan civilization. Despite modern technology and AI, the disk's meaning remains elusive, a reminder that history still holds mysteries beyond our grasp. What stories are locked in those symbols? What knowledge might we gain if the code were cracked? The Phaistos disk embodies the thrill of discovery and the limits of our understanding, a silent challenge to keep searching, questioning, and imagining. And with that, our journey through history's most astonishing archaeological revelations comes to a close. But the adventure? That's just beginning.